So good morning everyone, I'm Kadaria K. Michael, and now we're on the topic of Speech Act. So first, let's define what is Speech Act. Speech Act is a part of pragmatics where there are certain aims beyond the words or phrases when a speaker says something. These are the acts that refer to the action performed by produced utterances. People can perform an action by saying something. Through speech acts, the speaker can convey physical action merely through words and phrases. In addition, a speech act is the utterance that serves as a function in communication. And now, let's proceed to the philosophers who formulated the speech act theory. First, let's have John Langshaw Austin or J.L. Austin. He is one of the more influential British philosophers in the late year 1975 from Oxford. Austin is best known for the two major contributions to contemporary philosophy, and one of these is the speech act theory, the idea that every use of language carries a performative dimension. Like in the well-known slogan, to say something is to do something. He made clear that by saying something, we do perform an action or just state things. He also stated that there are differences in perceiving a speech act by differentiating a speech act into locution, illocution, and perlocution. Next, we have John Roger Searle. Searle is an American philosopher and best known for his work in the philosophy of language, including the speech act theory and the philosophy of mind. Searle's early work was on speech act. He attempted to synthesize ideas from his colleagues, including J.L. Austin, with his own theory. Searle believes that all languages are rule-governed. He also finds faults with J.L. Austin's original classification of speech act theory for various reasons and has given his classification of illocutionary act, and this classification made an improvement on J.L. Austin's classification of speech act.
Good day everyone, I am Lady Jane Viralio and I am going to discuss the Felicity condition. Felicity condition is referred to the effectiveness of use of the speaker. In using speech act, one has to fulfill certain conditions such as request, asserting or stating, questions, thanking, advising, warning, congratulating, promising, order, offer, and refusal of offer that is being uttered. For example, when one is making a promise to another person, he or she has to fulfill the condition of that hearer or the promise to have a need, something to be promised, and the speaker or the promiser will have the intention to fulfill that need. Therefore, the act of promising will be valid to be regarded as felicitous condition. In definition, felicity condition is a state when the utterance made has met the appropriate conditions such as sufficient meaning, traditional presence, legitimacy, and narrator sincerity. In example and speaking, a sentence might be grammatically correct and well-formed, but the context of the sentence must abide with the condition of or the appropriateness of the situation. If not, a sentence can be hurtful or misinterpreted by the audience. Another example, when the speaker says such, "I pronounce you husband and wife." This kind of utterance are only validly recognized as fallacious speech act if the speaker meets required condition to be able to validate the context. This kind of utterance is usually used by priests or other religious leader to pronounce a marriage between two individuals. Then this kind of utterance should be brought upon the wedding. Moreover, without the special privilege of a speech or any individuals given a special privilege to marry people, this kind of utterance will not be recognized as an appropriate use of speech acts, or it has a different intention. Under the Felicity condition, there are two types of behavior, which are constitutive behavior and regulative behavior. For example, in a chess game,
in constitutive behavior, moving the white king from his start position 2 squares to the right and the rook from its start position to the left of the king counts as a legal chess move called castling kingside. If king and rook had not moved before, none of the squares between them are occupied and the king does not move out of, through, or into check. If this rule that defines the legal move of kingside castling in chess were given to a program that checks the moves of the players, then any violation of its condition would mean that the program would reject the move as a move of chess. Well, the example of regulative behavior is the player should not smoke and abstain from distancing behavior. However, these rules do not define chess. In short, constitutive behavior really abide the given rules that is essential for the situation, while regulative behavior tells what is appropriate and not so important acts that can be also useful to perform a given situations.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Jezebel Uflota and I am tasked to discuss the different types of speech acts. So, through speech acts, the speaker can convey a physical action merely through words and phrases. So, the conveyed utterances are paramount to the actions performed. There are 3 types of acts in the speech. First is the locutionary, second is elocutionary, and third, perlocutionary. So first, let us discuss what is locutionary act. So, locutionary act. It is the actual act of uttering or saying something. It has determinate sense. So this happens with the utterances of the sound, a word, or even a phrase as a natural unit of speech. For example, hello, what, wow. So those are examples of locutionary. It has determinate sense. So second, the elocutionary. It is not just saying something itself, but it is the act of saying something with the intention of, first, stating an opinion, second, conforming, or making a prediction, promise, or a request. So, like the example in the screen, as you can see, for example, go do your homework. So it is a command or a request, right? So it is an elocutionary statement. So lastly, the perlocutionary act. It is refers to the consequent effect of what is being said. This is seen when a particular effect is sought from either the speaker or the listener or both. The response may not be a physical or verbal, and as elicited as inspiring or insulting, persuading or deterring, with the aim of changing feelings, thoughts, or actions. For example, as you can see in the screen, smoking destroys your health, certain as it brings diseases. It kills you, your loved ones, and others. So I'm gonna give you more examples of the three different types of speech acts. So to give you more examples of the different types of speech acts, first, again, the locutionary. It could be like a simple statement or phrase like wow, hello, or what. So those are the examples. Next is a locutionary. First example, go do your homework. Second, MSU is the best learning institution in General Santos City. So it is stating an opinion. So it is illocutionary. Lastly, I order you to go. So it is also part of the illocutionary example. So lastly, the perlocutionary act. So first example, smoking destroys your health, certain as it brings diseases. It kills you, your loved ones, and others. Second, we can do this. We heal and win as one. 3, it is crucial that we give all our collective effort to fight against this pandemic. We must start working together. So that's the example of perlocutionary act. It refers to the consequent effect of what is being said. So it is some examples are inspiring, insulting, it could be persuading or deterring with the aim of changing of the feelings of the listener. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Luis J. Delujado, and at this juncture, I will be discussing about the 5 classifications of speech acts, and these are classified into representative, directives, commissives, expressives, and declarations. Let's start with representative. Representative speech act, it is far as a speaker claim or aim the speaker's notion, state of affairs, or instance, like assertion, statement, claims, hypothesis, descriptions, or suggestion. The utterances are produced based on the speaker. Observation of certain things is then followed by stating facts or opinion based on. For example, I am a good boy. The intention of this utterance is to show that the speaker is to make believe that the hearer of said that the speaker is really a good boy. The second part, or the second classifications of speech act, is what we call directive. So what is directive? The directive speech act is used when the speaker needs the hearer to do something for him or her. The use of the period directive speech act includes activities together with requesting, commanding, thinking, and suggesting. To give you some example is that, could you close the door for me? This is an example for requesting. For the commanding also, or could be also for requesting, is that when your boss orders you to call the client. For the third classification of speech act is what we call the commissives. Commissive is a type of speech act that is utilized by the speaker to dedicate themselves to some future path or actions. It expresses the speaker's interest to do something in some future action that he or she will do. For example, I will come to your house later, or I will come to your house tonight. This instance indicates that the speaker intends to come to the hearer's home at the night time of the day when the utterance is being said. Therefore, the speaker commits that he or she can be able to come to the speaker's home at night time. The fourth classification of speech act is what we call expressive. The expressive speech act, it is a speech act in which the speaker expresses feelings and attitude towards the things as apologies, gratitude or welcome, and congratulations. It is very important to analyze expressive speech act because this act cannot be separated from the people in everyday conversations. To give you example, I am sorry that I lied to you. Second, welcome to the beautiful island of the Philippines. And for the congratulation part is that, congratulations, you have passed the 2021 bar exam. For the fifth classification of speech act, this is what we call the declaration. The declaration speech act is the act that aligns the propositional content with the reality corresponding to the specific situation, such as blessings, dismissals, baptisms, arrest, and legal speech act such as judgment and court decisions. For example, or some example of declaration statements are the following. You are fired. Next, now I pronounce you as husband and wife. Or it could be also the result of the hearing from the judgment from the judge of the courtroom, or the phrase we often hear coming from the police authority while putting handcuffs on the accused while saying the Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to get an attorney. To wrap it up, there are 5 classifications of speech acts, and these are representative, directives, commissives, expressives, and declarations. For representative, the utterance that are produced based on the speaker's observations or certain things which states the facts or opinion based. For directives, it is where the speaker needs the hearer to do something for him or her. For commissives, it expresses the speaker's interest to do something in the future action. For expressives, the speaker expresses feelings and attitudes towards a specific situation. And for the declarations, the act that aligns the propositional content with the reality of the same situation.